My name is Tabitha Constantino, and I will be talking about operant conditioning. So what is operant conditioning? Well, it uses consequences to promote or discourage behavior. And as mentioned by researcher Angela Duckworth, rewards and punishments are used. And what she found in her study is that using rewards and punishments are a very effective way to promote or dissuade certain behaviors among students. So if you guys remember from Module 8, this little table here on the side was mentioned in the lecture video. So I put it here just as reference. And so using a different combination of rewards and punishment will elicit different behaviors. So how does it work? Well, as researcher Dweck mentioned, motivation is related to behavior and learning. So by changing the way you are motivated and the way you interact with your learning engagement material, that'll change the way the information is encoded. And this is really important for exams and other big things like that. And how is this related to other topics? Well, it's related to the Premack principle, which is the idea of pairing an undesired task to a desired activity. This is to make you associate the desired activity with the undesired task to help you complete it. It's also related to frequency schedules, and these schedules is divided into continuous and intermittent schedules. And with continuous schedules, you are rewarded or you are reinforced every single time, and intermittent is not every time. So here's intermittent schedules explained a bit more. We have fixed, variable, ratio, and interval. And so depending on how many times the action is performed, you may be reinforced, or it could also be after a certain amount of time has passed. So how can I apply this to myself? Well, I applied it to my Filipino 1 language class, and I chose this class because it is a brand new language for me, and also that means I have to put in more work and I have to study more. So it's a bit more of a difficult class for me. So I used rewards to help me motivate me to study daily. So I gave myself, ice cream on the weekends, and I also ate bread on a fixed interval schedule. I did this because I'm very food motivated, and ice cream and bread are foods that I really like. So these two things motivated me to study more. I also used punishment to make me finish homework. So I only gave myself 2 hours to play on the weekends and no video games at all on the weekdays. So I used the game Elden Ring because I really like this game, and this motivated me to want to finish homework so I can play the game. So assessing the outcome. So what happened? I found that it was a success. I found that my motivation and productivity were boosted. I also found that it was easier to finish my task of studying and doing homework. So why was this effective? I use good rewards and punishments. So like I said earlier, food motivates me a lot, so that's why I chose it. And I really like that video game, so that's why I picked it as my punishment. I also use a reinforcement schedule, and this is just to reinforce the different behaviors that I wanted to do, which was to study and to complete homework. How can this be applied to other students? Well, they can use other rewards and punishments to maintain effectiveness. And what I mean is that instead of always rewarding, well, for my example, rewarding myself with ice cream and bread, I can change it up a bit so that the rewards and punishments will have more effectiveness over time. If I were to keep using ice cream and bread, eventually I'll get tired. So I can do other things like not being able to go to the beach on the weekends or not crocheting, stuff like that. And then I could also use operant conditioning with intermittent schedules for future times where I need to study. I found that this was really effective for me. And another thing that will motivate me is to work in a different environment or to have a friend take accountability or help a friend help me take accountability, sorry. So working in a public environment, I may not want to slack off in a public environment because I'm self-conscious that people are watching me. Or I could have a friend just check in on me and make sure I'm doing my work. So here are my references. I have the little graphics on here, and then I also have the papers that I mentioned. Thank you so much.